As the war between Israel and the Hamas militant group escalates, Israel Defense Forces are now preparing for a ground offensive in Gaza. Israel is poised to launch the attack into the northern half of Gaza. It is an attack that is filled with uncertainty and whose potential humanitarian consequences are grim, as Israel vows to destroy and eliminate Hamas completely. The IDF has ordered evacuation of Israeli residents from the Gaza border town of Derat. Now, the residents are being moved to Eilat and Jerusalem, and many might even be moved to Tel Aviv. They even dropped evacuation leaflets in the northern region of Gaza. The Israeli Defense Forces have announced that they will not target the corridor used by Gaza residents who are evacuating towards the south for their safety. All of this comes on the back of massive military deployment in southern Israel. Israel, which has the superpowers backing it, the US has pledged full support, which is unconditional. American warships have arrived in Israel, so have aircraft and reportedly $2 billion worth of munitions. The UK, France, Germany and Italy have also backed Israel. The Israeli military has also called up 460,000 reservists, adding to its 170,000-strong standing army. While on the other hand, Hamas has nearly 16,000 armed militants who are expected to fight off Israeli forces, and another 6,000 Islamic Jihad militants are also expected to join in. Hamas's fighters are perhaps a tenth of the likely invasion force, and it has neither the tanks nor the air power that is available to Israel. Such an overwhelming ratio should give the Israeli Defense Forces a high chance of capturing the area of the Gaza Strip, but the militant group has one very unusual asset: a vast network of secret subterranean tunnels. Hamas has long been ready for an Israeli incursion, digging a sophisticated network of tunnels across Gaza, intended to allow its forces to survive aerial bombardment. The heavily urbanized terrain of Gaza Strip, one of the world's most densely populated areas. This will also favor the militants as they try to fight back. Each remaining building will have to be fought over, and heavy mining could further impede the Israelis. If Hamas copies the technique used by Russia to blunt Ukraine's counteroffensive. Although Israel too has been planning, if the IDF gains control of the tunnel entrances, it is more likely to mine them than to try enter them. But without full control of the subterranean network, where Hamas command posts are likely to be based, any military control of northern Gaza will be insecure for Israel. Moreover, by Thursday, Israel's Air Force said it had dropped 6,000 bombs on Hamas targets. It has resulted in whole neighborhoods of Rimal in Gaza City being razed to the ground. To give you perspective, the bombs dropped by Israel was nearly equivalent to the most bombs dropped in a year by NATO forces in Afghanistan. With the ground offensive imminent, the near certain reality is that it will be bloody. And it is possible that international political support for Israel, which is high after Hamas's brutal attack, might dip as more Palestinian civilians are killed or remain trapped without shelter, food, or electricity. There is also the question of what Israel's medium-term strategy will be if it is able to seize control of the northern half of Gaza. Now, for more insights on this, we spoke to Helet Barel, a former director at Israel's National Security Council from Tel Aviv. Listen in.
I have to tell you, I am not inclined to discuss the likely scenarios. I think it's very important that those scenarios that have been in place for quite a while remain where they are, that is with the military authorities, and not talked about too much ahead of what is planned. I can tell you, as I have said before, it's not going to be more of the same. This time, Israel just cannot stop until Hamas is eradicated. And We have the stamina, we have the forces, but we also have the time in terms of the backing of the Israeli home front. So the atrocities committed by Hamas are so far-reaching, inhumane, that the Israeli home front is steadfast in supporting the government, even though every day and every night in Tel Aviv, as in the rest of the country, we endure rocket fire. I had to pluck my child out of the bathroom and run to shelter. This is not normal. This is not something that we want to be occurring, but it is something that we will withstand, because what we will not withstand is another attempted ISIS attack on any part of Israel ever again. And that entails what will probably be a very long and very methodical and very well thought out ground invasion. We don't need to rush into it, but it will be carried out.